Hey everyone! Welcome to another episode of Review Remedy, the podcast where we dive into the world of healthcare reviews, rankings, and honestly, a whole lot of eye-opening insights. Pun totally intended today because, well, we're talking about ophthalmologists. Excited? I know I am.
And I am too. This is the show that helps you navigate the sometimes overwhelming, yet important landscape of finding the best providers based on patient reviews. Today is all about, you guessed it, the eyes. We're going to explore Nashville's top ophthalmologists and dive into why online reviews have become a game changer in healthcare.
You've got that right, because let's be real, how many of us actually know what to look for in a good eye doctor? I mean, do we just search for someone nearby with 5 stars and call it a day? No.
Exactly, Ava. There's so much more that goes into those ratings and rankings. And today, we'll break that down for you. Stay tuned because our analysis of Nashville's top ophthalmologists is built on reviewing 236 providers in the area.
236, man, those are some serious numbers. And hey, before you wonder, how is this episode different from Googling best eye care near me? Trust me, it's so much deeper than that.
It really is. So let's get into it and talk about what goes into determining these rankings, including the power and the pitfalls of patient reviews.
So let's start with something that completely blew me away. 236. Yes, 236 ophthalmologists were analyzed to narrow it down to the top 7. That's not just some quick Google search. That's serious, in-depth work.
Exactly, Ava. This process is far more in-depth. The evaluation relies on a combination of factors, from the written sentiments and patient reviews to actual numeric rankings across platforms like Google, Facebook, and Yelp. You see, it's not just about how many reviews a doctor has, it's also about their recency and positivity.
Yeah, right? Like if someone got 5 glowing reviews forever ago, that's not as relevant as, say, getting 10 solid ones last month. And they look at that stuff with algorithms or, well, super smart math, because trust me, I'm not the algorithm queen here.
I'll take the algorithm crown for this one. So, here's how it works. 3 main elements are weighted. First, the average score across platforms. Then, the timing of reviews. Like you said, Ava, recency matters because it reflects the current patient experience. And finally, the number of reviews, which helps ensure consistency in the data.
Ooh, consistency. That's like the holy grail of data, right? Without it, we're just looking at, random bits of praise or complaints. Not helpful.
Exactly. And another fascinating layer is the sentiment analysis. They don't just count stars, they're analyzing the language in reviews to gauge positivity, or lack thereof. It's all about what people actually say, not just how they rate.
Okay, that's kind of cool. So if someone writes like, the doctor was good, but the wait time was ridiculous, that's
mixed sentiment.
Totally, and that mix impacts their rankings. But here's the thing that gets me. Reviews aren't just words. They're windows into how providers actually treat their patients. It's sort of democratizing the whole healthcare thing, don't you think?
Absolutely. Transparency is becoming such a cornerstone of healthcare. Patients are equipped with, let's call it, a clarity they didn't have before. It gives them more power to make informed decisions.
Exactly, and that's why I think this list, this whole system, isn't just about who's popular, but who's really, consistent in caring for patients on every level. So Eric, speaking of consistency in patient care, let's talk about one of the shining examples on our list, Dr. Kelly Everman. She's over in Franklin on Mallory Lane and has built quite the reputation. I mean, a 4.89 star rating with more than 300 reviews, that's pretty remarkable.
It absolutely is. And what really stands out here is her gentle approach. Patients often mention how thorough she is during consultations, plus a positive sentiment rate of 98.62%. That screams dedication to personalizing care.
Totally. That kind of consistency is gold. All right, next up, we're heading to Murfreesboro. Let's talk about Dr. Frank Russell Drowada. He's all about precision and patient focus. And with a 4.88 star rating over 500 reviews, solid credentials for sure.
Definitely. Patients seem to love his professional demeanor and the way he answers questions so thoroughly. A 96.38% positive sentiment rate says it all. He's clearly making a strong impact on his community.
And you know what's cool? Just down the street, there's Dr. Ryan Drumright, still in Murfreesboro. This guy has a massive following, over 600 reviews and a 4.89 star rating. People rave about his compassionate nature and how detailed he is in consultations.
Right, Ava. With a 96.25% positive sentiment rate, it shows that patients not only trust him, but also appreciate his patient-centered approach. That kind of care really sets him apart.
Okay, back to Nashville. Dr. Jeffrey Horn on Harding Pike, he's next. Now, his focus on making complex eye care issues simple for patients, that's such a game changer. Like, we need more doctors like that, right?
Absolutely. Patients really value that clarity, especially when it comes to something as intricate as ophthalmology. With a 4.63-star rating and over 300 reviews, Dr. Horn is providing meaningful solutions for his patients every day.
All right, moving over to West End Avenue, enter Dr. Ming Wang. Eric, this guy is huge. People can't stop talking about his advanced LASIK techniques. A 4.92-star rating with nearly 2,000 reviews.
That's awesome. And what's interesting about Dr. Wang is his commitment to cutting-edge treatments and personalized care. With a 98.18% positive sentiment rate, his dedication to excellence is undeniable.
Okay, wow. How do you even compete with that? But next on the list, we've got Dr. Brian Beesman, also in Nashville on 23rd Avenue. He's known for his clear explanations and precision, and patients trust him completely. He's rocking a 4.6-star rating with nearly 400 reviews.
Exactly. While his focus is on a wide range of vision correction procedures like LASIK and cataracts, the efficiency of his clinic and his professional demeanor have made him a favorite for many patients in the area.
All right, finishing strong back in Murfreesboro, Dr. J. Brett Farmer. This guy's all about making patients feel at ease during consultations. And his stats? A 4.9-star rating with close to 300 reviews, plus a 95.81% positivity rate? That's impressive.
It really is, Ava. His ability to provide detailed answers and thorough care ensures that every patient leaves feeling informed and comfortable. It's no wonder he's highly recommended for both general eye care and specialized procedures.
So there you have it. Nashville's top 7 ophthalmologists, handpicked and beyond impressive. So, Eric, after going through those stellar ratings and reviews, it got me thinking, how much do you really trust reviews when searching for a doctor? Do you just skim a few glowing comments and make a choice, or...
I wouldn't go that far, Ava. I mean, reviews are helpful, sure, but they're not the whole story. You need to dig a little deeper and analyze what's actually being said.
Right? Like sometimes a review might sound amazing, but then you notice it's all about the clinic's decor and not, the actual treatment. Red flag alert!
Exactly. The substance of the reviews is what matters most. If someone's only praising or criticizing the non-medical aspects, it doesn't tell you much about the provider's actual skills or patient care.
Totally. But, okay, what about those overly generic reviews like great doctor, highly recommend? I mean, thanks for nothing, right?
Yes, Ava, those can be tricky. Always look for specifics. It's the details that paint a clearer picture. Comments about how well the doctor communicated, their thoroughness, or even how they handled a complication. That's valuable insight.
Ooh, speaking of complications, I read once that overly glowing reviews without a single downside can sometimes be a red flag too, like nobody's perfect, right?
Right, and that's where being critical comes in. Look for balance. If a review mentions both positives and a minor concern, but still concludes with trust in the provider, that tends to feel more authentic.
Yeah, and honestly, a few negative reviews don't necessarily mean a doctor's bad. It's more about patterns, like if every third person's talking about rushed visits or poor communication, major warning bells.
Absolutely. Patterns are key. If multiple reviews are highlighting the same issues or praises, it gives you a stronger sense of what to expect.
And let's be real, some reviews are basically like detective stories. You've got to piece together all the clues to figure out if this is the right provider for you.
Exactly. And don't forget to cross-reference multiple platforms. If a doctor's reviews are stellar on Google but lackluster on Yelp, it could indicate how different groups experience their care, or even differences in how feedback is encouraged on each platform.
Ah, sneaky. I see what you mean. So it's about reading between the lines and, just being a little smarter about what you're taking at face value.
Exactly, Ava. By taking the time to carefully evaluate the content, not just the star rating, you can make more informed and confident decisions about your care.
So, Eric, after diving into how to really analyze those reviews, I think we've armed our listeners with some savvy strategies for navigating the world of medical feedback, especially when it comes to picking the right ophthalmologist. Wouldn't you agree?
We certainly have, Ava. From analyzing 236 providers in Nashville to diving into those detailed patient reviews, we've shown how the numbers, as well as the words behind them, really tell a story about the level of care you can expect.
Right? And honestly, this goes beyond just eye care. These tips and insights can totally help for finding, any type of doctor or even other services. Reviews aren't going away anytime soon, so we might as well learn how to use them to our advantage.
Exactly. It's all about equipping listeners with the tools to navigate the often overwhelming world of healthcare. And that's really the heart of what we aim to do here at Review Remedy.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. We love having you along for the ride. Don't forget to like, follow, and of course, share this episode with anyone who might need some tips on finding their next eye doctor or just a better understanding of online reviews in general.
Absolutely. And don't forget, too, that we're here to keep unpacking these topics and making them accessible, one episode at a time. Ava, always a pleasure chatting with you.
Same here, Eric. And on that note, we'll catch you all next time. Bye for now.
Take care, everyone.